Hello, in this video we're going to discuss advice for law enforcement agencies, Wiccan and Witch Bunkers Part 1. Now, Wiccan and Witches have different types of bunkers for different purposes. They have their own personal one underneath their home, and they also have a station, which is where they do vast projects underground. So firstly, we look at the entrance. The entrance to the bunker is always hidden. It is a doorway that leads underground, but is controlled from the inside. So someone on the inside opens the entrance, which is always hidden. You'll know an entrance when you see it. Often it is a door that just looks like a door that has no door handle or keyhole. So you see a building and it has one door. There's always just one doorway, literally. Unless it's a scientific facility, there will just be one entrance, a doorway. The doorway has no keyhole or door handle. It is open from the inside. There are stairs that lead down underground. Underground, some of them may have a chamber which the witch or Wiccan or the victim goes into. It is a small door that they climb inside of and get drown raped or drowned. It is a weird and bizarre cult. These people do that sort of thing to themselves, with the exception of the privileged few. For the privileged few, there is a normal door that they go through. So while others who are the victims or who are handlers, lackeys, have to go through the nasty door. My advice to law enforcement: always make your own door. So when you're confronted by this sort of situation, make your own door. Blow a hole in the wall. They will make all sorts of threats and false hopes. I'll tell you, you have to go through their door. Do not go through their door. I'll give you an example. Some special forces found such a place. They went down the stairway underground. There they were confronted by a sight where they could see a window, and they saw these doors, and they were notified that the only way to get in there was through those doors. Some special forces had no choice but to go through the door. Upon reaching the other side, they were exhausted and were confronted with an atmosphere of thin air. That's what these people do. And there, waiting for them, was a Wiccan with an oxygen mask on, who had a weapon. So regardless of coercion, if you've got family on the other side, make your own door, regardless of what sort of threats and intimidation and coercion they try to make. So the atmosphere is thin air, and the privileged few wear an oxygen mask. They wander around with more energy because they have richer oxygen inside the mask. They also use poison gas and nerve agent underground. Regardless of what country you're in, they have it there. They have incapacitating agents as well. They also have cures for these when they use them. Traps. They have traps. When you approach a place like a kitchen and some of their buildings, in the cupboards, even a packet of cornflakes can have a trap in it which injures you. Springs and hammers can fly out, damaging your hand, or even taking your whole arm off. Other traps include trap doors, which drop and the victim winds up immersed in chemical or water and gets drowned, or drown raped, or something crazy like that. Animals. There are animals underground. Wild dogs that are trained to eat people. They're trained to attack and kill and eat people. There are other animals that these people use. Not just dogs. Snakes. Komodo dragons have been used. Giant octopus. That sounds bizarre, even piranhas. Regardless of the country, you may come across these types of creatures and more. They do experiments. One experiment involved giving Komodo dragons something that made them grow, and they become massive. There are also robots that are equipped with weapons. They also have a vehicle that's similar to a tractor that also has weapons, and it can fit inside the tunnels and drive up and down there. Anyone caught by it gets killed hideously. So they have some weird things that they do to themselves. They have vehicles that go up and down the tunnels at certain periods of time, and all the people that are down there have to place themselves inside a chamber which punishes them. It is a weird and bizarre cult. They deliberately place upon themselves hardship. Now, the type of hardship that is happening underground, the first signs of this sort of thing regarding Satan was in the first history. So in the first history, Satan had people wandering around covered in fecal matter, naked, in a freezing cold environment like Antarctica. And rather than eat food, they would eat just seed. It was some of the crazy stuff that they did in the first history. They also deny themselves going inside buildings. They'd rather stay outside, get wet, and die of hypothermia in the rain. In heaven, the Holy Spirit would replace the body and refill the soul with a new body of Satan and all his followers each time they did it. So the next day they would have a new body and be wandering around again. They imposed this hardship upon themselves. The other thing that they do is castrate each other, and women have their breasts removed. So Wiccans and witches do that to themselves, each other, and to their victims. They do it in a hideous manner. That is just an introduction into what Wiccan and witch bunkers are like. I am the Archangel Daniel, and I'm from heaven.